Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Well, it's been a really busy week here. Obviously I've been at work, but also lots going on to tell you about. So settle down, make yourself a cup of tea. I'm going to do a little bit of a chat and then get into my get ready with me. Okay, see you in a minute. Here is the news. Okay, I do actually wear glasses, but not on camera. So you all want to know the update about this new lipstick. And I said to you in some of the comments that I was contacting Charlotte Tilbury because I've seen some reviews, some very reliable YouTube reviewers reviewing this lipstick, and it looks fine. So I contacted Charlotte Tilbury on Monday, and I basically didn't complain. I said, have a look at my video, and I also left some screenshots in case he didn't want to be bothered looking at my video, and said, have a look at this. Do you think I've got a faulty batch? If so, you know, be more than happy to update everyone and tell them it's a faulty batch. Because as you know, I love Charlotte Tilbury. I've got nothing against her. I don't earn any money from her. I'll explain a little bit of that in a minute, okay? So let me just, let's not get sidetracked. Tuesday, I got a brief email back saying, can you please let me know your purchase number, because I'd forgotten it, to tell them that, and we'll be happy to help. So I thought, okay, that's really helpful. So then I sent them the purchase number, and they got back to me and said, we've had no other complaints of this nature. We suggest that maybe you try it over the top of Pink Venus. Hadn't thought of that, had I? Anyway, and then, if that doesn't work, have you tried exfoliating your lips? I'm not going to tell you what I thought when I read that. I'm going to insert a little picture here, because I've never been brave enough to do this. And you can see my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick collection here. Okay, now every one of those lipsticks that you see in that picture, I would happily recommend to you. And yes, just in case you were wondering, Sunset Lover was not in that picture. It's not going to sit with that lot, because I can put it right that at the end of the day, with that many lipsticks, I really, you know, not the end of the world. So not offered a refund. But I tell you what, in terms of refunds and exchanges, I'm not really bothered, because I think the fact that they came back and said that tells me that they know that by giving me an exchange, I'm going to end up with the same issue. Now, I think that there is probably a faulty batch. And looking at this reviewer that I know is she's very into Charlotte Tilbury, just like me, and she's very skilled at what she does. And her lipstick looked very creamy, everything else. I think that if there is a faulty batch, and that possibly the faulty batch is in the UK, because this reviewer was in America. I did go online to look at the reviews in the US, but unfortunately they're the same whether you're in the US or in the UK. You can't split them up. What I would suggest, if Charlotte Tilbury is watching this, is, and when I replied, I said, look, you know, I don't really care about replacements or refunds. I've got plenty of lipsticks. What concerns me is that this might be somebody's introduction to Charlotte Tilbury. Because if that had been my introduction to Charlotte Tilbury, you wouldn't see a picture with all those lipsticks in the box. And what concerns me is that there may be a little bit of burying their heads going on in the sand, and that could very detrimentally affect people's view of what Charlotte Tilbury standards are. Now, you know, that sounds an awful thing to say, so I always like to back up what I'm saying, all right? I'm that kind of person. So let me just give you an idea of some of the reviews that are online. So I thought, given that I did a swatch of Pillow Talk to you the other day, I would look at the reviews of Pillow Talk. So to give you an idea, obviously Pillow Talk's been out a lot longer, so they have more reviews. So I've cut this down into percentages. But if you go onto Charlotte Tilbury's website and look at the reviews for Pillow Talk, you will, and you do the math, you will discover that 73% of people gave Pillow Talk Matte Revolution lipstick 5 stars. And only 9% of people gave 1 or 2 stars to Pillow Talk, because obviously colour's a very personal thing, and some people are not everybody's gonna like every lipstick, and a lot of people might complain about the colour. Okay, now to go to Sunset Lover, only 25% of people have actually given Sunset Lover 5 stars. 50% of people scored either 1 or 2 stars for Sunset Lover. That's half the reviews. And the most helpful, favourable review said in it, "I am disappointed." That's the most helpful, positive review. Not the negative review, the most helpful, positive review. So I'm just going to leave it at that. You know, at the end of the day, there's no bad feeling. Now, I just want to go on to my second point here. Those of you that have been following me for some time know that I'm very loyal to Charlotte Tilbury, and I remain loyal to Charlotte Tilbury because, and I'm going to stop this if I start doing this, Charlotte Tilbury has helped me through some very, very difficult points in my life. I'm going to be right back because I'm not doing this. I'm not going to start welling up. I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, I've pulled myself together. I don't want a pity party, okay? And I promise this is not going to be a Gone with the Wind epic film. So, okay, so my disability I was born with, but it is deteriorating quite rapidly. And I've been through some very difficult transitions psychologically in terms of the way that I'm looking, and other difficult things. And I'm actually going through one of those transitions now, which I will tell you about shortly, but I'm just not really in a position practically or mentally to talk about it right now, but I will tell you about it soon. I want to insert, although it's always been difficult for me to walk, and I didn't walk until I was 3.5, I wanted to show you a picture, which I will insert here, of me in 2012 walking along with my son. Okay, so in that time I now can no longer walk outside at all, and only a few steps indoors. I'm on a mobility scooter, and my legs have swollen up with lymphedema, and I am now confined. I can't wear those lovely boots again. I am now confined to wearing just my medical shoes and some very unattractive and not very summer friendly compression wraps and socks. So let me just take you back to that picture of my Charlotte Tilbury collection, which I will insert here. Okay, now some of you looking at that think this woman is nuts, right? Nobody needs that amount of lipsticks. And you're probably right. And you, in terms of me being nuts, you're probably right too. Okay, but let me show you the choice that I have in the morning when it comes to dressing myself below the waist. This is the choice I have with my shoes. That's it. Sorry, they look really horrible. Those are the shoes. That one actually doesn't look too bad. This one looks a little bit worse in terms of the shape. That's my choice. At the moment, I'm wearing big fluffy slippers because I can't even get into those. Now, 1 second. My choice in terms of what I put on my legs. Please, no pity party, I'm just explaining. Are these compression wraps and these socks. That's it. That's my choice. There is no choice. Okay, so when I go to my makeup in the morning, I have choice. I don't just have a pink, a red and a brown lipstick. I have every shade in between. And that keeps me going. Now, going back to Charlotte Tilbury and why I'm so loyal to her is because I actually started to watch a video of hers when I was going through a very big change in terms of having to accept that I needed a mobility scooter. And I became very depressed and I stopped using makeup for quite a while. I stopped really bothering. I just thought, what's the point? And it was Charlotte's enthusiasm and love of makeup and then the sheer quality of the products that got me into her makeup. And I still believe in that. And the reason that I am a little bit angry about Sunset Lover is because if this had been what I purchased back then when I was going through that difficult time, that would have been my last purchase, okay? And it has really helped me a lot. And I'm going to be right back. Okay, so moving on now that I've pulled myself together. You may be thinking, hang on a minute, is she wearing Sunset Lover? No, I'm not. But with all those lipsticks, I thought, come on, I must be able to mix myself the equivalent shade out of all those lipsticks. It's not exactly the same, but I'm going to post you in between here a photo of Sunset Lover and then a photo of what I'm wearing today. Now, for all you avid fans of Charlotte Tilbury, if you want to get something very, very similar in terms of mixing two shades together, and you have Penelope Pink and Sexy Sienna, mix the two together and you get something that is almost identical to Sunset Lover, and it looks a lot better. And just by the way, I'm going to post these pictures in between, and you're going to see Sunset Lover first and then the mixture afterwards. I just want to let anybody know that's watching this, I didn't exfoliate my lips between, and I didn't put Pink Venus under either. Okay, and I rest my case. Okay, I need to just go and charge up this camera, and I'll be right back with the next part of my news. Okay, I'm back and I'm all charged up. Now, last week, as I said to you, when I was doing those swatches, I thought, oh my God, look at my moustache, look at my beard. And of course, because it was zoning in completely on everything, you know, you could see pores and everything else. My teeth are going to be a bit more difficult to fix because it is to do with medication drying out my mouth. but I'm doing my best. But I then went into Ryman's because I needed... Ryman's, by the way, if you're in the US, is a stationery store. And I was going to get some envelopes or something. But they do all sorts of gadgets in there. And if there's something I love just as much as makeup, it's gadgets. I just love them. And when I find a gadget that is beauty related, it's just wow, you know. Anyway, this was in the window and I thought, that looks like a lipstick. But in actual fact, it is a defuzzer, right? And here it is, and you can see it's got a little light. And I absolutely love this. It's by JML. It was £19.99, so 20 quid. But you turn it on and you move it round in circular motions. And let me just move into my skin so you can see. You all saw my moustache earlier on in the week. And also, I've got quite dark skin. And although there is still a bit of a shadow underneath, because when you shave your skin, you're always going to get that. I don't think it's as bad as when I shave. I was plucking them before. But I just found that this is very good. But there's something else. But it does say, you know, try and use this every day because it will stop regrowth and it will kind of blunt the ends and it will make the skin look good. And what I've noticed in the meantime is that my skin is feeling so smooth because it's the way that it works. This sort of rotates and I think it sloughs the hair off. And in doing so, it gives you a bit of exfoliation. And my skin, when I put my products on and everything, is just feeling really smooth. I mean, look at my cheek. All I've got on, I have got some magic cream on, and I've got a unisex healthy glow. But it just looks fantastic. For me, I mean, I'm not being big-headed and saying, look, don't I look fantastic? But for me, my skin is looking really good. So I definitely recommend this product. If you're in the UK, you can get it in Argos, you can get it in Ryman's, you can get it directly from JML website. I think JML also sells in Boots, if I'm not mistaken. In the US, I'd have to look it up, but I think you can get JML products in the US. And I'll have a look and I'll put a link below, okay? All right, let's move on. To show that there is no hard feeling, there really isn't, and that I love Charlotte Tilbury. And for those people that are watching me, sorry I'm shouting again because I'm getting enthusiastic. For those people, specifically I remember one lady commenting here that said this was her first purchase. Please stay tuned and watch the rest of my video because I'm going to do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury and show you what her products look like when they're not Sunset Lover, because they are fantastic and I totally believe in them. Okay, see you in a second. Hi guys, I decided that I was going to end this video here because otherwise it's going to be a massively long video. So if you want to see how I got this look, this is the final look, then please stay tuned for tomorrow's video where you will see me doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury using every single item I have on my face is a Charlotte Tilbury item, and I hope you enjoy it. So catch you tomorrow and I'll be doing this look. Take care. Bye bye.